Hello, hi everyone. 大家好. Today we're doing English stream today. So for the next hour or two, I will be conversing in pure English. So for those who are new to this channel, I'm a Three Kingdom streamer. So I actually have been playing Three Kingdoms Tactics for more than a year. So if there's a chance, I'll show you guys my other accounts in the later season, so you can get if you're a new player, you can get a sense of how this game is played like. And I think, you know, just to kind of like cut the long story short, I can okay, sorry, I was in Discord. Yeah, so for those who are new to the game, I can show you guys a little bit of my other accounts from the earlier servers, so you can get a sense of how's it like when you go into the late game play. Because I think one thing that I learned about this game is that as you move towards the later part of the seasons, right, it's only going to get more and more exciting. So this will be a good sneak preview for you to get a sense of the excitement that's going to be coming up next. Is this server same with Chinese version 1? It's different. So we are on the Asia server. So Three Kingdom Tactics actually started off in China. So we have the Chinese server. Then after a year, when the Chinese server has been running, it started off with the Asia server. So Asia server includes at the beginning Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Malaysia. And then recently they have also opened up to what I've understood is that recently they have also opened up to Indonesia and Philippines. So all of the countries that I've mentioned except for China are all under the same Asia bracket. So what that means is that you get a chance to play with other other players from other countries, which is why I think if you look at the season channels, right, you can see a lot of people conversing in different languages. I think these are mostly Taiwanese and Hong Kongers. And then in the world channel, I see that we have a lot of people speaking in Bahasa. I believe I think I cannot read Bahasa, but I believe some of the languages that I've seen over the last couple of days are either on Bahasa or Tagalog. I'm very bad at telling them apart. So yeah, you tell me if there's any Indonesia friends, if there's any Filipino friends, let me know. Drop a comment in the chat room. Then I'll know you're here. And also, as part of today's stream, right, I will be giving away some exchange codes where you can actually use it to exchange some in-game items and in-game coins and etc. So stay tuned and stick with me for the next hour or so. I will be sharing the codes on maybe every half an hour. Let's do that, shall we? Thought you can read about Bahasa. Impressive. I can read a little bit, but I cannot read very detailed Bahasa. Actually, I'm better. I can actually listen. I can tell what it means if someone speak to me in Bahasa, but I won't be able to read. Hey, 你好夫 Hi. 今天我们就用英文来解说，所以如果你听不懂英语的话，就先跟你说一声抱歉。Okay, so coming back to this server, so I'm currently at server 327. So I've kind of originally I wanted to start at 326. As we know, 326 is the first English server, but I think there was some miscommunications. So when I realized it, 326 has already been going on for at least a couple of days. So I decided, oh no, why not I start completely afresh at 327. And for the last few days I've been, to be honest, I wasn't very serious to begin with when I started 327, because just so you know, this is actually going to be my third server, aka third account in this game, which it can be quite exhausting to a certain degree by playing one game at 3 different servers. So I was contemplating whether should I really play this server. And then when I started looking at the number of players, right? If you were to compare the number of players here versus the servers in front, you realize there's actually quite a difference. But as I was considering, I realized that there's more and more players joining the servers, and that actually gave me a bit of motivation to really get a little bit serious about this server. Cai Wenji. No, I'm not Cai Wenji. I'm not with the game publisher. Yeah, I think Cai Wenji it's someone that is hired by the game publisher to guide the new players along. I think they have started doing this ever since 200 plus servers. So so she has been very, I think, I don't know if it's a she or a he, but normally they will use the name of the general as a differentiation of a female and male support. So if this person is Cai Wenji, so I'm assuming that it's a female support official support person, because I've actually talked to many people from the publisher, whether is it from people who are in charge of alliance, people who are in charge of the sales, people who are in charge of events. So normally they will assume a persona in this game, and normally it would be a general in the game itself. So I've spoken to Ma Chao, I've spoken to Guan Yingping and all, so that's my way of telling whether this person is a male or a female. I'm actually playing Hebei. So this is actually one problem why I have been always hesitating playing the English version, because I feel like the translation is actually not super accurate. I think there's actually a lot of room for improvement, because I would actually change NEI into HE instead of NEI, because the direct pronunciation is Hebei. So maybe they are using the literal translation from what they can find historically, but I think it will be most of the people who really know this province knows it by the name of Hebei, which is HE and not NEI. So, but I'm here. I'm here. I'm with the Red Dragons. I don't know why is it called Red Dragons. Yeah, but Hebei is a province that I hold very close to my heart, because when I first started this game, 1+1, I think it's almost 1.5 years ago. When I started this game 1.5 years ago, I actually started here. So try the English language, then they totally go back to Mandarin. Yes, I did that some point of time as well. So but I tell myself, I give myself a rule that this time when I started this new server, which is I'm not going to spend I'm not going to even spend a lot of money on this. So in the afternoon, I actually kind of spent just a tiny bit, and I managed to get a couple of gold general. But it's not if you compare to my my other accounts, right? This is really not that it's a big difference, I would say. So I'm going this time around, I'm going to assume myself as just a normal player, and I'll be leveraging on what I currently have, and my formation will be a combination of the gold generals plus maybe the purple generals, so I can actually share some of my experience there. Just to compare, put this in comparison, right? Let me show you if I can. Let me just show you guys what I currently have. So this is actually my other account. Let's pull this out properly. So this account is at server 10. So server 10 to 300 plus, you can tell it's actually quite a long time ago, and this is a completely different map, just so you know. So every season, right, the some of the storylines will change, some of the maps will change. So and you can notice there's actually a lot of camps here because we are already in the middle of the season. And what's special about this season is that this is a special event that pit the Asian server players with the Korean players. So as you can see, right now we're in battle with the Koreans. But that's not the point of why I want to show you. What I want to show you is that this is actually my general cards, and you can see there's actually quite a fair bit of gold generals here. So obviously these generals will give you some advantage, but it's actually not super. I mean, even if you're in this situation like what you see on the screen right now, there is actually a lot of ways you can actually play with the game as well. There's a lot of roles you can assume in this game that you can actually get a very good experience out of it. From a total rate general to now, yes, I'm trying to be a normal player. Is it normal? I don't know. You tell me. And later on, if there's a chance, I'll show you my other account. And we may be able to do some recruitment exercise. Yeah. So right. Okay, so this is what just want to show you a few examples in terms of normally how you would kick off the game. So normally for your units, right, you will have two types of unit to begin with. One is the main unit. At the beginning, for the first 7 days, we probably want to just focus on one unit until it gets to 40, and then it's a queue for you to start building and the next unit. Why is because every 10 levels, right, your generals will have 10 extra stats point, which you can use that for to increase your general stats. So when it reaches to 40, right, this is where you hit the last stretch of it becoming 50, and this is I'm talking about server 1 here. Sorry, season 1, and this is usually the queue where you can start training your second unit. Why you need to focus on training one unit at a time is because we have this thing called a tactics point, and if you are spending too many tactics points on multiple units, maybe 2 units at the same time, you will end up in a situation like what you are seeing right now, like I'm facing at the moment, which is you're going to have a very limited tactics point to use. And if you swap tactics points with from generals to general, what is going to happen is that, if you notice, right, if you forget the tactics from general, you only get back 80% of your tactics point, which is quite a waste, and it's very important at the beginning. So my advice to you is that focus on just getting one team out, one at a time. Then, so you will ask, what happens if I were to, what happens for my other units then? Now this is where I call these the Sparta unit, where, you know, like if you actually watch my earlier video, you'll notice that normally you use the Sparta units to pave your way, because you need to connect the tiles in order to occupy the land. So as you can see, there's a limit to your total territory, so it's very important for you to make sure that for some of the empty tiles, if you're not using it, or if the level is too low, this is why I call this like land upgrading or tiles upgrading, where you will give you'll try to forget your low level land in exchange for a higher level land, and this is actually how you can increase your power level. Oh, okay, there you go. Wow. Okay, I don't know what I actually need here, so I'm going to just look at it later. Will you be taking questions today? Is the start of S7 for me. It is also the start of S7 for me as well. You can ask me or any questions regarding S7, but I will prioritize English players who are in the server that I'm in, which is 327 and 326. Because I think it's very important for new English players who are very new to the game. You don't know what to do, you don't know what the usage of the generals, you are completely lost. I'm here to help you. But if you have any questions around season 7, feel free to ask me as well. I'm here to help. I'm Sparta Daddy X. I don't know who are you. I do not know anyone from this server. I just parachuted in 2 days ago, and I'm completely new. But if you haven't really started, and if you're interested to start the game, you can definitely consider coming to 327 and then join us at Red Dragons. Okay, you can join us. Advertising for my alliance. Because I think looking at the different strengths in the province, I don't know what's the situation in every province, but it does seem like we have a lot less people than other province. 这是什么服？这个是英文服，这是326跟327，这是327，所以这里的玩家都是英文玩家。你看。Please advise how to get full rate gold general. The short answer to that is money. No, okay. I actually share some tricks in terms of how you can econ your way if you are actually playing the longer game. So I would say for a start, right, you definitely need jade and gold. And I would say the most cost-effective way of getting the jade is actually through the monthly cut. Can get a gold seal and a silver seal. I think they are quite affordable. You can consider getting them. You get about 120 gold per day, and at the start of every season, if you are going to recharge on the jade, right? There is always the double. The first time when you recharge, you get double amount of the jade. So that's actually quite. I mean, if your finance allows, that's something that it's worth considering. So once you have the jade, right, you can then start the recruitment. So there are some tricks to recruitment as well, because so it says here, right, get a legendary or general after 3 more recruitment. So every 5 times you recruit, no, not 5 times. I would say every 20 times you will guarantee a legendary general. So every 20 times that you recruit, I don't know whether I forgot whether is it 20 or 30. Maybe it's 30. Every 30 times, so 30 which is 5 times 6. If you hit this recruit button 6 times, it will guarantee you 1 legendary general. But if you're lucky enough, maybe the first hit you'll get it. So it really depends on luck. It's like a lottery system here. So if your finance allows, feel free to do so. But I think there are ways to enjoy the game without really getting it. And also you notice there's the number here running, which is 3 hours. So in 3 hours, every day there's 2 times that you can actually recruit once for free and once for 50% discount. So those are the moments that it's also worth it as well. How do we how do we judge the team is effective? Currently, it's only taking 300 off. I would say for level 4 lands, you need to at least get you need to like at least shave off about 500, 5 to 600 minimum. And then when you are on level 5 land, you need to shave off at least 1,000. So that's the rule of thumb that you can consider. If you're getting about less than I mean 300 is okay, depends on your main unit's level. But a safe bet will be around 500-600. Yeah. Every 30 times. Yeah, thanks for the clarification. Yeah, every 30 times. Oh, Nemesis. Yes, I'm playing this server. I'm playing this where you are right now. No, 30 times. 30 times. So when you hit this button 6 times, which is 6 times 5, 30 times, it will guarantee you one legendary. Or you may if you're lucky enough, you will be able to get it earlier. Okay? Yep. So actually this unit is something that I've only got changed it in the morning, so the levels are actually pretty low, which is why the only thing I can do is really blitz for a few rounds in order to get the levels up. But as you can see, my stamina is actually quite limited, so I don't think I can actually do much today, because this is something when you do this after the starter period, right? This is where you're actually spending way more stamina than you could have saved a lot more from. So if you really make full use of your starter period, fantastic, good for you. But like I mentioned, right? I was hesitating on whether should I play this server or not. So for the first 2 days, I really wasn't very serious about it. So, but it's okay. I think it's okay. I should be able to catch up. We'll see. We'll see where we are in a week's time. What's the team that you would suggest for Season 1's player to team up? So in my video, I actually suggested 5 different teams if you can afford it. These are what I call the top tier teams. So if you happen to have the generals, I will definitely encourage you to look at that video, watch that video, so that you can actually see, which are the top tier teams for the first season. Do we need to have the general's tactics, all 4 of them, to be on level 10? Yes. If you want your main unit to be fully combative, you will need all your tactics to max out their tactics level. But obviously at the beginning you will have some issues with getting into doing that, which is why you need to actually spread out your tactics points accordingly, so that they can slowly level up, and at the end, when it's fully ready for battle, the end state will be level 10, level 10, level 10, level 10, level 10, level 10, and everything will be level 10. Thanks for your guide, in-game sir, very helpful. No problem, no, happy to help. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm always happy to help. Also, these are the barbarian invasion. So at the start, these are all very important resources, because what they give you is not just resources, but they also give you coin as well. And in order for you to increase what is normally very limited in the beginning of the game, which is tactics points, what normally I'll do is I'll use the general recruitment. I'll just spend all my coins on it, and then I will be able to gain tactics points, as you can see at the top. And you'll just have to keep doing it until you get more tactics points to level up your main unit. So at the start, right, normally you will want to max out your first tactics for the general first, because once you hit level 10, you can unlock the third tier. But because I know why I did it this way is because I know that it's going to take a while before I reach level 20. That's why I wanted to kind of like spread out the tactics points. But eventually by tomorrow I will be focusing on getting the top tier, the first tactics to max out their level, and then I can unlock the third tactics. It's important to make sure that you rather have 3 tiers of tactics versus having 2 tiers of tactics, but they are maxed out in levels, because having one extra tactics actually matters a lot. And normally, why I advise you to only go for level 5 lands when you're above 20 is because you need the third tier of your tactics in order to try and attempt to occupy level 5 lands, because level 5 lands are actually quite hard to go because they are 9,000. So you need to have at least about 5,400 troops, or even 600 just to be 6,000 just to be safe. And so normally, what I would suggest is around like level 22, 23. Yep. If you are just like me, if you are at the state where most of your officers are just very default and with no raid at all. Yes, everyone will be short of tactics points at the beginning as well. So, but think this will only happen in season 1. Once you go into season 2, you will need to do some what I call end of season preparation, because you need to start stocking up you'll be able to bring forward all your generals. That includes your gold generals and your blue generals. So what happens is that normally before you enter the next season, you will stock up all your generals, so that the next time when you start the next season with all the generals, you can just straight away convert them into tactic points. Yeah, now I have insufficient coin, so I will need to do this. Yep. What is 奸雄剑 in English? Warlord sword. So the special skill is called Warlord. I'm attempting 20 costs in 4 days using a review. Looks like it's very possible. Oh, very nice, very nice. I hope I'm glad that is helpful for you. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do that for me here, because I'm on season 1. But yeah, if you're at season 7, I think that's highly possible. Who to inherit Fickle War? Okay, so there's actually a trick if let's say you want to see which tactics that you need and who do you get it from, which is one very useful thing is like the Wikipedia for me. Sometimes because I cannot remember everything here as well. So normally what I'll do, I'll click on this, what I call the collection, where it's actually a status of all the generals that whether have you owned it or not. And when you go to the tactics tab, right, you can search for Fickle War in this case, right? The under inherit tactics. So you can see there's a color differences as well. The ones in the lighter colors are the ones that I already have. So you can just keep scrolling and then go to Fickle War, and then you can see which general actually has it. So I know Fickle War, there's 2 generals that has it. One is Tianfeng, the other one is Zhu Rong. And these are I would say they are relatively not that hard to get if you spend enough time in this game. First time watch 3 Kingdom in English. Yes, we have English players now. We are the game is expanding across Asia, so I heard that we have more players from Indonesia and Philippines playing as well. Apart from Singapore and Malaysia, who is already there to begin with. So in my other server, I will have there's a battle happening, so maybe you guys can watch how it looks like in the actual battle itself. So I'll show you guys later. It's gonna be super exciting. And one thing I actually learned from playing in my for the longest time is that this game is actually it's more enjoyable when there's more people playing. So if you're new to this game and you really like and enjoy playing this game, I definitely encourage you to let your friends know. It's always there's definitely much more fun when you invite your friends to play as well. With that said, I think it's a good time for me to share the first set of the exchange code. So before that, I'm going to get because it's not really there's no feature in the game itself that you can actually enter the code. You have to go to a website. So I'm going to actually find the code right now. Trying to find that. So I'm going to pin this URL so that you don't forget it. Then I'm going to throw the link in the game. So I'm not sure if you guys are able to read. Let me try to find the English version, because the site that I have is normally in Chinese. And let me just test it myself. I'm gonna test this code to see if it works. Okay, looks like it works. But I play in Chinese in Taiwan server. Yeah, I mean, that to be honest, there's no Taiwan server. It's all part of the Asia server. So in my earlier accounts, I'm also on that same server as well. Do you know Taiwanji? Him is tutor player. I don't know him directly or her directly, but he or she is there to help the new players. Alright, I'm gonna share the first set. So how do you actually redeem is first by clicking onto the link that I've just pinned on chat. Then once you get in there, I think there's an authentication process. Click on login. Login using your ID, your Coca ID, and then choose the character. If you have multiple characters, if you only have one, then that's gonna be very straightforward. And then there's another form field below where you can enter the code. So I'm gonna share the first set of the codes right now. I'm not entirely sure what they'll give you, but I think it's some in-game credits that you can actually use for your games. So, alright, the first set, first code. There is a limit, so it's going to be first come first serve. So if you see the code right now, definitely it's better for you to go and exchange it right away. I believe one set of code is about, you can use it 25 times. So yep. Any usable gift codes? Yeah, that's the one that I've just pasted. Let's play tactics. Let me know if you can redeem the codes. I think I've tried it earlier. I think it works. Yep, there you go. So you'll be able to get 100 gold, 100 jade, and then you get a item material box, and then you get like a 50,000 coins. I mean, that's not a bad thing considered it's free, and then I think coins are all very important for the start of for the beginning of the game. So yep, please use the code as you see fit. And I think I can actually recruit one time, so we can try one time to see what if I'm lucky enough, right? Let's do it. So in order for you to recruit, right, you can just hit this, you can choose some of these lists, because these are the limited time recruitment. So there's a fixed set of officers list that you can choose from. So for example, if you are looking for a particular officer, and it may be if you are looking for Zhang Fei, you can consider looking at this box. But if you are looking for, like, you just want to go for a bigger pool of generals, this is the pool that you should look for. Where this pool normally will have the three emperors, Cao Cao, Liu Bei, and Sun Quan. So I don't know if you know this by now, but Sun Quan is the one that is the hardest to get in the entire game. Yeah, so normally some people would like to go for it, and because these emperors, the kings, they actually form the core faction units. Some of them are quite important. Like for example, for season 1, Liu Bei will be quite important. Cao Cao will be quite important. Sun Quan not so much. Sun Quan will be more and more important at the later seasons. So let's try. I don't know what I will get. If I don't get anything, that's kind of like, normally that's what happens if you don't get anything. So we'll see. Yep, nothing. I get two purple generals. So it's actually quite easy for you to get for you to keep buying and keep going for it. You can get quite addicted to it. So my advice to you is that always set yourself a budget before you go for it. Otherwise, you might get you might go overboard. Another thing, if you want to increase your resource quickly, you can do this thing called farming. So normally the higher levels of the land that you farm from, the more resource that you can get. And I think when you're starting off, right, your stone will be quite limited. So what normally I would do is that I'll spend my tomb, because you need three tomb in order for you to farm once. So normally I'll reserve all the tombs for the stones in this case. How to redeem code? I've already pinned it at the URL at the top. You can use it. So this is normally what it will look like if you're in a battle. So normally, when two forces meet, you will need to make sure that you set up your camp, because in order for you to make sure that you don't you fight with full stamina, you will need to build camp near the battleground, so that when you advance to meet to fight to battle, you will not have lower stamina, because every stamina it will not affect your morale, because your unit morale is every tiles that you move will decrease your morale by 1. So, and every one point of morale that you have one less, it's about, I think, 0.7% of your total fighting strength. So be careful to fight with when you fight with low morale. Be careful to because normally, even if you have a stronger team, because of morale, you might still lose as well. So yes, I don't understand. I don't quite understand Bahasa, but yeah, the URL is at the top. It's the URL that says Warfare Quokka Games, blah 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 blah. Click on it, goes to the page, log in using your ID, choose the character that you are using for your server, and then use the code. I'm not sure if the code is still active, because I think the code I think you can only use 25 times. So if you get a message to say, oh sorry, the code has already hit the limit, that means it's fully redeemed. Selamat petang. I heard server 137 damn powerful. I think in our bracket we are considered one of the strongest. I'm not sure if we are the strongest. We'll have to find out. I mean, personally, I think so, but not sure. See. One 37 is famous. Is it? I think for second batch, 137 is considered stronger. 137 is not the second batch. 137 is third batch. Because the first batch is server 1 to server 91. The second batch is server 92 to server 130. The third batch is 131 to 166. So 137 belongs to the third bracket. Yes, today is a very busy day for 7. Which is why it's if you do it for the first few seasons, it's very tiring, but it's fun. But when you do it for 7 seasons in a row, it can be quite exhausting. You know the story of 137 and 165? That's last season. We beat them, but they are very strong. They are a very respectable foe. Ah, see, there's another way to actually redeem the gift pack. Gift pack redeem process in news on the right. Where? Wait, let me try and figure it out. Oh, there's a live button. I think that's my link. Could be. You know that if you have you have some questions, you can actually click on friends and then you go to help desk. On help desk, right? Okay, right now it's all in Chinese, but I think there's another way to go there. You can click on strategy camp. There's a lot of very useful guides you can look at, because I actually spent a couple of hours in the morning to look at the strategy camp, and I think the strategy camp is definitely, if you are really serious about playing this game, you should definitely check it out, because it includes a lot of guides from whether is it just for beginners, looking at the few seasons, how to manage alliance. So if you're an officer, you can definitely consider looking at all of these tips. I think these are all super useful. Oh, here's my. Let me share that link. Yeah. If you haven't really gone to the strategy camp, you should. So this is, hey, that's my link. Yeah. So if you haven't really gone to this strategy camp, you can actually click on the strategy camp icon in the game itself. It'll bring you to this page. In there, there's a lot of information. If you're a beginner, there's actually quite a few useful tips here. But I think most of you will be interested in the 4 stars and the 5-star generals. So there's actually a breakdown on some of the lineups, some of the tactics. Obviously, the beauty of this game is that there's thousands of ways of how you can actually form your units together. So these are all some guidelines, right? There is really no like one unit that is strongest in my and I mentioned that in my video as well. Because every unit, as much as they are super strong, but they are always weak to one particular other unit. It's like playing chess, right? So if you're a spear, typically you're weak against bow. If you're bow, typically you're weak against shield. If you're shield, you're typically weak against cavalry. But this is really just a oversimplification of the relationship between the different unit types. Because as you get into the later part of the game, right, sometimes you cannot just solely and blindly look at the unit type, because there are times where even if I have a spear unit, I can still win against a bow unit. Because what matters is more, it's to me, is the tactics that you bring. Because there are some tactics that is countering another unit's tactics. So it's important for you to be more focused with the tactics than the formation, the unit type. So these are all super useful. If you're free, check it out. Thank you for beating them. You're welcome. Hope to do that soon. Again. Don't spend so much on new international server. Later 137 clan leading team is going to post a log commenting someone inactive during first day of New Zealand. No, I don't think they'll do that. Because I have a lot of I'm actually closer to 137 than server 10. I think what happened back then, if you I take it that you're referring to that other video that I shared. It's actually more that happened at server 10 and not 137. I don't think 137 will do that to me. I think in terms of managing alliance, I think 137 is a little bit more mature in that sense. And how do I tell is because if you look at the average merit, right? 137 has a higher average merit. When I say average, it's like 200 people. Total merit of 200 people divided by 200. So the average, what that means is that when they are much better when it comes to planning, which it enables and allows everyone to be involved. I think one of my gripes with server 10 is that they are so obsessed with the front field runners, the more active people, that they at times neglected getting everyone else to be involved and really sparing a thought about the time that they have available for the game. So there's a bit of the disconnect there. I'm not saying there's right or wrong here, because every officers, alliance leaders, on every one of them have different ways of how they manage the alliance. The styles is different. So there's no right or wrong here. All I can say is that I'm not super suited for the method that server 10 is doing. Love the strategic camp, very informative. Even a player like me in S7C I totally recommend. Yes, please do so. Yeah, and can you guys give a shout out to Cai Wenji at World Channel, because she has been, when I first joined, I've noticed that she has been super helpful. You never get all this at the earlier servers. This did not happen, so it's something that only started at the later servers. So and I think if I look back when I first started the game, right? If I look back, I think it would have been so much helpful that I will avoid a lot of pitfalls if we had someone like this. So give a shout out to Taiwan Ji. She's definitely very helpful. Taiwan Ji is Taiwan Ji in your server is tutor player too? Oh no, in 137 or server 10 we don't have a tutor. We don't have a tutor player. Because when it first started, I think they don't have this program in place, and then by the time they kickstart this program, the front servers are already in season 3, season 4, and you're kind of quite experienced by then. I wish 137 can beat the server where Intel comes from, cause this comes from a small group of 165 that's I'm happy with the management of 165. Chill, relax, people. Yeah, last season was very exciting. Last season was super exciting. The difference was actually very marginal, so we win by points and not really like a one-sided battle. Yeah, which is why they are very commendable for. Wish that maybe season 8 we'll see each other again. I don't know. Because I think what's fun about this game is not just to win. It's really enjoying the process, enjoying the battles, enjoying getting collecting the merits, really tweaking your units. It's really not just winning. Winning is just a byproduct. If it happens, that's fantastic, good for you. But if you don't win, even if you don't win, you can still really enjoy the game as well. I am a new player. How do I join the English server? You can just install the game from your App Store or your Google Play Store. And if you are signing up as a new account, you will have access to the new servers. And the new servers, the new English server, I think there's only 2 of them. There's the 326 and 327. I'm at 327 right now. So if you are interested, you're more than happy to join me. Join my alliance. We are the Red Dragons. Although I think it's going to be a very tough battle for us. Because if you look at just the average strength of the number of players, I think Jingchu has a lot more, because you look at this, there's about 70 players, so there's about 140, 150 players. And then we have Xiliang, which is 70 plus. Jiangdong has about 90 plus. We only have about 50 plus. Maybe including the other alliance, which is 20. So we're about 60, 70, about that. But I think Jingchu has a lot more. I'm not. It might just be a very one-sided season for this one. But if you are into this challenge, if you really like that difficulty, if you are the type of player that likes to go like hard mode, you know, for all the games that you play, then you can consider Hebei and join the Red Dragons. I personally think that 137 can win because of the strict rules of our management, and all the members are willing to follow the instructions. Strict rules. Yes, we have rules, but our rules are very balanced. I will not say we are super strict, but our rules are very balanced. There is always some flexibility, because because at the end of the day, this is not a job. This is a game. Everyone, when we play this game, we want to enjoy. And one of the things that a lot of like players don't really like is getting hand tied with a lot of different regulations and rules. Which is why I think what 137 does really well is that to strike that balance between strict regimental rules and orders, and the humane side of understanding what every player needs, what their difficulties, the kind of time that they can afford to the game, and how can we make sure that everyone has a very good experience for every season. So I think 137 is actually very good in striking that balance. And again, win and lose is really just a byproduct. So which is why I think your vision as an alliance needs to be very strong, and you need to be able to communicate that vision to your entire alliance member, so that they can buy into your vision and they can be part of it. Hi Phoenix, I'm also in the server Male Dynasty. Hey, hi Male Dynasty. Male Dynasty is very strong as well. I think I'm now very late for new players to join. I don't think so, because this server, it's actually it's still very short of players, and I think this season will be slightly longer than your usual typical seasons, because in order for you to actually reach, the objective for first season is really to first objective for every province is to get into the resource province, which is Guangzhou and Jianghan. These are the two key resource province. Why you want to go into this resource province is because the levels of the tiles, the lands are much higher in these two provinces. And then you have the crown jewel of Luoyang, because Luoyang is the only level 10 castle in the entire game for season 1. And it's a goal for everyone to really go for Luoyang in this case, because essentially, in order for you to consider as the winning alliance, Luoyang is actually, for season 1, Luoyang is the criteria. So if you want to hit conquest, you really need to occupy, your alliance need to occupy Luoyang as one of the key conditions. But as you know, Luoyang is level 10, and look at the strength, look at the castle, the size of the castle, look at the amount of garrison. It's not easy. And typically what you need is about 500 units to be able to go for Luoyang. So if everyone fork out about 3 units, you do the math, right? You need about easily 200 people minimum, or even more, in order for you to go to challenge Luoyang. And I remember when I was in 137, when we were on season 1, it requires 3 alliance to go to challenge Luoyang at the same time. So it's not easy. And I think, you know, it's still quite early days for people if you are interested to join. Even though you might meet, I think if you join now, you are still eligible for the starter period. So when you join, make full use of the first 48 hours. It's never late to the game. Yeah, but still can't compare to server 10. I would say in terms of number of players, the front servers has much more players. But if you are looking at alliance versus alliance, like 200 versus 200, I would say 137 is actually very strong. 137 main clan or red one. No comments there. They will gather and attack enemies at midnight where everyone is sleeping. We do that sometimes. You know, that's the beauty of war games, right? Right? War does not wait for anyone. Any comments about server 63? I think right now they are considered as the strongest server in the entire game at the moment. Because just in terms of the strength, in terms of the numbers of players, I think they are probably the strongest right now. There's one thing I want to talk about in this game, which is really, just speaking from my experience, if you are starting in season 1, right? I think season 1 is actually considered as a how should I say it? I would say it's like a bonding season, because eventually, once all the alliance fight it out, you will start to come together and restructure your alliance and so that you will be representing as one single server against other server, if that makes sense. So it's completely okay for now if you're fighting it out, because you're currently, the first season is really it's a pit between the alliance to see who calls the shot for the server itself. So, but I think that's why it's important to use this season. It's like a tutorial season, I would say. Try to get used to the game, try to get used to the pace, try to get used to the diplomacy between alliance. I think one of the thing I quite enjoyed when I was playing the first season was that there was the diplomacy and the politics. Yeah, it's actually quite fun. If you're interested in this type of game play, you can consider becoming an officer. So there's always a sense of courtesy to not go overboard and mess with your other counterparts within the same server, because ultimately you will be one single server as a unite. You should quote unquote as a united front against other server. So there's always that courtesy of not going overboard, which is why in the conquest, right, there is the last bit of the conquest, which is admiration under heaven. Most of the time for first season, you'll never get there, because for you to be at the receiving end of this, it's actually quite humiliating. So yeah, so normally if you are the winning alliance, you will not try to do that. I mean, obviously if let's say everyone in your server, other alliance say okay, no problem, go for it, then if you have their blessings, then yeah, why not? By all means, it's 300 goals, right? I'm so not used to playing like this. People who know me and have been following me for a while know that this is not my standard. But when I tell myself when I started this, I need to restrain myself. I'm definitely going to continue to play like this. Right, in 10 minutes time, I'm going to drop the second set of codes. So if you happen to miss the first set of codes, stay tuned. I've already told you that I'm going to do it in 10 minutes, so that is 8:30 Singapore time. And if you are still not sure in terms of how you should be redeeming the code, right? On my chat, I've already pinned the URL. So if you really want to be fast about it, right? If I'm you, I'll keep the page open and get fully authenticated, log in already, choose my character, and just stand by for the code. If you really want to be very fast about it. Really true. Being an officer is a complete different experience, and the best experience is in the game. Encourage you to take part, and please watch Phynix show on the do's and don'ts of. Yes, please do so. I think I don't remember if that video has English subtitles, but I for some videos there are English subtitles, so have a look at it. I shall not succumb to your temptation. No, I cannot. No, I can't afford, like I think it's too much to have two raid accounts. I think it's too much. No. The whole point of me playing the English server is to show the other players how you can actually still win with this set of crappy generals. Yeah. So I actually kind of like kind of recruited a few rounds in the morning, and all I get is all these crappy generals. So sometimes you just have to suck it up. I've not dropped the codes yet, but you can wait till I drop the code, and then you can use the code to redeem. You can try that code. I think if it's not fully redeemed, it still works, then fantastic. But there's another set of code that I'll be dropping in a couple of minutes time. Yep. Tai Shi is a very strong support general. because what it does is that it allows himself to hit you twice, and you can actually pair it with some very useful S strike tactics, which I don't have any at the moment, which is unfortunate. But there are some tactics that that actually works very well with Taisutsu when you pair it well enough. But right now I'm just I'm just starting off, so this is not the final form of my tactics. So maybe later on I'll share in terms of what I think will be the best tactics for Taisutsu. And looking at my general list, I feel like my Wu faction is a bit stronger, so I'm going to be focusing on that. And it's something that you need to also be aware of when you're planning for your units as well. You need to check all your general lists. You'll get a sense of which faction is a bit stronger, which faction is a bit lighter. Right now I would say my Shu is a bit lighter. In fact, I have none gold legendary general, so that's actually my weakest, so I'm not going to be focusing on that at all. Wei, I've only got one, Cheng Yu and Yu Jing. This two is you can actually do something with it. It's quite interesting if you know how to play it. So I'm considering this as my second unit, but I'm at a dilemma on whether should I play this as a faction unit or I use a purple general, because some of the purple generals are quite good as well, but I really don't have like for example Li Dian. You can actually use Li Dian if you, but not for this unit, because Li Dian's cavalry is C. So a rule of thumb is that you want to use the S tier, S trip quality for most of your, in fact all of your unit. So right now I've got a problem here because I don't have my third general who can accompany me, Cheng Yu and Yu Jing for it. So most likely I'm going to have to mix. Maybe I'll use Hua Xiong for it. But yeah, it's not super strong, but it's doable in this case. It can be quite fun as well, so I'm actually quite excited to see what comes out from it. Yeah, and then there's some key purple generals that I definitely if you cannot afford the legendary ones, there are some key staple purple generals that I definitely will recommend. Zhang Ren being one. Zhang Ren is actually quite strong. The Falling Phoenix is actually quite a very strong tactics. What else? Okay, let's look at the collections. Maybe it's much more accurate if I will look at the collections, because if you have it, because I don't have it, but you may have it. So let's do that. Let me try and recall. Han Dang is pretty good if you're in the Bo and if you are in the Wu faction. Zhu Jun is pretty good as well. The Yellow Turban Subjugation. Zhu Jun is actually a very strong purple general. What else? 钟繇、曹真、周昌、平见。Yeah, these are some of the key ones that if you have it, I'll definitely. And if you are short of some, if you are short of legendary ones, you should definitely keep those. Guo Huai is also pretty good as well. Guo Huai is very strong as a support general. So, in fact, if I can get a Guo Huai, for my Wei unit, I think it's good enough for me. For the rest, Li Dian is also pretty good at the beginning. So these are some of the key ones that if you have it and you really need those purple generals, you should keep those. What is the best cavalry lineup for season 1? I would say it probably would be Wei cavalry with Xiahou Dun, Cheng Yu and Cao Cao. I think that's the one. It's in my recommendation as well, I believe. Gan Taicheng, yeah, Gan Taicheng is also in my recommendation as well. Unfortunately, I do not have Gan Ning and Cheng Pu. Yeah, but that's actually one of my favorite. because you can even today, right? You at later season 6, season 7, you still see people playing Kantai. So your problem can easily be solved by Go. Go. You guys are very bad influence. You're trying to tempt me to go for it, yeah? After looking at your team, you totally understand the power of Go. If you go full rate, no one can stop you. True. I mean, that is one way, but that's not the only way, right? What happened? Okay, we'll try it once lah. We'll try it once. I don't know what we'll get, but I don't think we're going to go far from it. But just you know, by popular demand, we'll do it once. I see that the other factions are doing pretty well from the capturing of the cities. Let me check the level 4. I think this is a level 5 or level 3. So nobody is actually preparing for the big one, which is level 7. Level 7 requires at least 150 units minimum. Okay. I usually have a ritual when it comes to recruitment. I call it the BGM strategy, because I have a theory in recruitment, which is whenever you don't hear the BGM when you're recruiting, don't recruit. And when you hear it, right, you have to see if there's a sign, right? Like a cloud floating past, you know. This is something that if you believe it, it's there. If you don't believe it, it's not there. So it's really up to you. There are some historical like buildings or landmarks in the game, but I'm not a super big fan of them, to be honest. Okay, let me try, but just to show you, let me try to find a landmark, because some people actually gets quite lucky when they do it. Look for the eagle. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways. I don't remember the coordinates for the season 1, so I need to find. If anyone knows the coordinates, please let me know. Yeah, I've not been playing season 1 for a long time. Where is it? Might just need to find manually. Yeah, try that. It doesn't work. I think it's not there. Yeah, I had the same coordinates as well, but I remember it's more on the snowy side, so it could be somewhere here. Nope. I No, not this, not this. Doesn't look like that. 请问一下，刘关张开放打高基地，工具人必须带满兵吗？不一定，100兵就可以了。你是刘章开对吗？刘章开对。工具人离点啊，就带一个离点，那个100兵应该 OK。你只是要当做减伤来用，不然你带太多兵，你的兵损会蛮高的。I've already tried it. I've tried it like 3 times. It's not this one. It's not this one. Let me try to find the history. Taisan. Okay, okay. Did the map change? Ah, okay, found it. It's a Taishan, the top of China's five great mountains, formerly known as Dai Mountain or Daizhong, the avenue of rituals where emperors pray for peace and prosperity and legendary generals. Yeah, the emperors comes here to pray for legendary generals. So do we. So the trick is actually to tap 5 times, and then you try recruiting. So you hear some really nice music, and then you try. Ah, I see. Works. Oh, Huato is actually very good for this season and next season. But in order for you to play Huato, you need Cao Cao, which I don't, which is sad. So try. Okay. So sometimes you need a sacrifice. You need like a sacrificial lamb. And then you try again. Okay, now there's you see there's wind, there's a sign. Let's try it. Oh, 越境. Ay. I don't like him. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, nice, Zhao Yun. It's good. Pretty much it. Zhao Yun is good, but I do not have the right generals. But it's a quite a good general to start off. So let's try again. Nope. That's it. That's all we have. That's all. I will need to change my plans a little bit. In fact, I'll play Cheng Yu, Zhao Yun, and let's see, and Yue Jing maybe. We'll see. Because Zhao Yun also has a S cavalry and spear. I don't think my spear is very strong. I don't think my spear is super strong. Yeah. Yue Jing, Zhao Yun. Yeah, there are more options now for me to consider. Sky Spear 1/3. 1/3 of Sky Spear. So for people who don't know what Sky Spear is, Sky Spear is made up of Zhuge Liang, Liu Bei, and Zhao Yun. But you need the tactics as well, but I don't think I have them. For Sun Ce, normally I will inherit it for bridge. Hua Tuo is good. For in the early season as a general, and later season and later for throughout and all the seasons as an inherit skill, because antidote is actually one of the top tier tactics for a lot of units. So I have the options to inherit it, or I can use it as a supporting general. Guo Huai is very easy to get. Yes, Guo Huai is actually quite a good general. So Zhu Jun, Guo Huai, and Zhang Ren, these are the few 4 stars one that is pretty good. Why is good? Because first they are pretty decent. Second, it's actually easy to get them to have full rate. And a full rate, for example, a full rate Zhu Jun is actually much better than a plain Zhao Yun or something like that. So something for you to consider. It's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to drop the second set of the code right now. Are you guys prepared? Are you guys ready? All right, here goes. All right, hope you guys get the last set of the codes. I only have two sets today. Hopefully there will be more in the future. If you want to if you want to stand a chance to be to redeem more codes in the future, or even take part in some of the events that I normally will also organize as well, feel free if you want to actually keep a track of when I'll be going on stream again the next time. I definitely highly recommend you to subscribe to my channel, because then you'll get notified the next time I come on stream. Whether is it streaming in English, streaming in Chinese, doesn't matter, because depending on your question, I will reply uh, using the language of your choice. So for server one, for server 2327, it's pretty much still in the early days. I think the season will be quite long. I've just got new generals. I've got Hua Tuo and Zhao Yun, which is good. Normally, having two generals in with 8,000 gold is, I would say, it's decent. But I can feel like it's actually quite hard to get. So the statistics is something that for you guys to see as a reference. So if you think that by buying 8,000 gold, you think you can actually get a full top tier unit. Um, I've seen it before, but the chance is actually very low. So you be your own judge in terms of how you intend to recruit. But if you already have in mind to recruit, my suggestion to you is to do that early in the season, so that you don't have to be like me, that I have to swap out new generals again and again. And I think that actually affects your development. So if you want to do it, you should actually do it early on in the season, and then once you are done, once you are at the state where you're happy, you can focus on the season, and then when you go to the next season, you can do that again. Zhujun good, yes. Zhujun is actually pretty decent. It's actually one of the team for non-paying non-spending players. If you use Zhujun, Yuan Shao, because you definitely guarantee a Yuan Shao as part of the sign reward at the 30th day, right? So Yuan Shao, Zhu Jun, and I think there's one more. If you're not sure exactly what which suggestions for the formation of your units, you can always click on the guides here, because there are some lineup recommendations that's pretty good for your reference. Like this is the unit that I was referring to, Yuan Shao, Zhu Jun, and Zhang Ren, and this is the Qun arrow, others arrow, others arrow. It's also a team as well. It's part of the others faction. So if you form them, they still get the faction bonus, which is about 10%. So it's quite a good unit to form, because you pretty much have it for free, because you have Yuan Shao, you have Zhu Jun, right? You have Zhang Ren, and these are quite easy to come by. So yeah. Another thing for Zhu Jun is that you can always evolve them. It's very easy to get a maximum evolve Zhu Jun and Zhang Ren, which will make your team even stronger as well. So as a normal for this account, I think it's worth it to keep them, because I think there will be times that where I need to use them. Yeah, for 3-star, for the blue generals, I think most of the time I'll just convert them into tactics points. Yeah. Right, I'm going to be ending my stream soon, but before that, I want to end it off with a high note. So, as many of you know, I have another account which is 137, and this is actually our first day of our season 7. So normally what you do in the first day of season 7 is that you try to recruit some generals that you're missing. So I'm going to do that because I'm actually short of one key general for season 7. So I wanted to see if I can actually kind of like get that general for today at least. So I'm going to try later before I go off stream. I think it's always good to end it off with a high note. But like as you can see from the stats here, right? The chances is always very slim. So we'll find out. We'll find out. Before we do that, I think there's a couple of battles that we can show. We can do here. More card drawing show. Okay, I think they are coming. They're coming up, so we'll see. Okay, let's see how many. Two. Nice. So this is what happens in a battle. It needs to be a organized battle in order for you to get the maximum result. So normally it's not advisable if you fight by yourself. You need to fight as a team, and this is actually what will happen. Okay, I think most of my team is injured. This is a common scene if you are in a battle. How many battles have you lost? Countless. You can. It's very hard for you to count that. Okay, so we have some jade here. Where to get more? Because this is season 7. And actually, if you want to see my officers list, this is actually my officers list. This is actually my main account. My 137 main account. Which, as you can see, there's a lot of effort and nurturing that I've spent for the last 1 year plus on this. So it's obviously an account that is, I would say, is a relatively strong account with quite a few key important generals. It's quite equipped. It's quite complete. But today we're doing a little bit more. We want Manchong because I'm still short of one. If we manage to get Manchong early on, we can go. But next one that we want will be Guan Yingping. These are some of the generals that you only see in the later seasons. As the season progresses, you get new generals, you get new tactics. So if you are still new, I'm showing you a sneak preview in terms of what you are in for. If you stick around with the game, it's very hard to get Manchong. Yes, I'm going to turn off all the background sound for the other parts because thing is this is where the shit gets real. Okay. There's a lot of options. I can go with this pack, or I can go with this pack. This pack it will be more ideal for me because I can at the same. If I manage to land Zhuge Liang, it's also good because I think I'm short a couple. It's not like super. Okay, there's no difference. This is the limited one, so it doesn't matter. I've already got all my two. So for this sort of packs, right, you will only see it if you progress to later seasons, and you have a limit of 20. In this 20, it will guarantee you 2 legendary generals, and I've already got my 2. So if I were to continue down, trying my luck, there's a good chance that I will not get any at all. Which is why normally I'll just when I get 2, I'll leave it. And if I really want to go for it, I'll try it and go for it. But it's not something that I definitely want to attempt. But for the sake of this stream, we can definitely try. So hang on a second. Sorry, just 1 second. Let me try to get this sorted. Do you think I should go with 7? I should try that 7 times. I mean, the chances are very slim. Very, very slim. Hello, New May. Okay, let's do this. To get the BGM going. Okay. Okay. Let's find my favorite spot. Okay, 诸葛亮. That's one. But we want Manchong, so okay, let's go. Yes. Finally. Okay, this is good. But that I'm gonna stop. Where's Manchong? Manchong. Nice. Okay, one down. One more to go. So I think this is where Guan Yinping is. Is she here? No, not this pack. So it's this pack. So we are looking for two Guan Yinping, but we only have 19k. So we'll see. Should we change the spot or should we just keep going? Zhou Tai. It's good, but I don't need you now. Let's go to Jianye. We'll try. But we'll leave some goal for our growth. What? What the fuck? What the fuck? This guy is Gaolan is in both packs. Like what the fuck? Okay, not here. Uh, on other days it'll be good, but not now because my jungle is maxed out. So, can you give me a Guan Ying Ping, please? I said please. Okay. I think we're gonna stop. I'm not like it's not like a must-have for Guan Yingping, and there's a there's a second chance later on when the pack opens up again. So I'm not feeling that we'll be getting it today. Yeah, I think this one. So we might just wait for this to open. Probably not today because I don't feel like there's a good chance at all. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. So we're going to we're going to end it on this note. We're going to end the stream on this note. We've managed to hit our objective. Mantong is actually very hard to get general, so that's okay. Ingping is something that I'm using it for my my startup, but it's not something it's not a general that I need like now. So I can live without it having max weightness. But Manchong is going to be a critical general for my season. Unfortunately, we get a lot of others like Jiang Wei, Zhou Tai. Like, come on, like I don't need you guys anymore. So it's okay. We managed to hit our objective with Manchong. So I'm going to end the stream. Again, thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging around. If you haven't really subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and hit the bell as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.